Good morning, Board of Ed. I'm Sebastian Rodriguez, a kid at Staples High School. I'm captain of the track team. I run a club that has been extremely successful at this school, raising $3,000 and been in the news. But I bet none of you guys could tell me that I've dealt with anxiety, depression, and suicidal ideations in my lifetime, especially at Staples. So I can tell you firsthand that Staples does actually do something about it. They try. I mean, they don't do a terrible job if you think about checking off boxes and preventing a statistic. Staples, when I dealt with my problems, pushed me into a room in the nurse's office for 4.5 hours because they deemed me unsafe to go back to class, and made me wait all that time for my parents who work at a hospital to come and pick me up. So I sat in that room 4 hours doing nothing. They try. Staples does have things that they try to do to help kids that are dealing with those type of problems. But I can tell you, it doesn't work great. Many students know what I'm talking about, whether it be QPR training as a junior that is supposed to help prevent suicide, where almost no one in any school or any classroom could tell you what QPR actually stands for. Or when we go to an auditorium to have a mandatory presentation for almost the entire school, where everyone is on their phones or on their computers. That's not going to help people. That's not going to make a difference. How are we supposed to help people if we're the best school in the state, if we're only preventing a statistic? How are we going to help them go into college or go into wherever they're going to go in their future better off than how they are in Staples? And obviously it's hard to really nail down what to do to prevent suicide, especially because it's such a hard topic to talk about in schools. But there's many different ways. For example, in Norwalk, something I'm going to be doing as my internship, there's a youth group where students in Norwalk, or people that are just dealing with problems such as drug issues, anxiety, depression, suicide, can talk to people just to have them make themselves feel better. There's also stuff like cognitive-based therapy. Therapy that's not just supposed to help you with suicide, but with anxiety, with depression, and give you tips and tricks to help you for the rest of your life. Statistically, these type of interventions have proven to reduce suicidal ideations by 13 to 15% in whole communities, as well as reduce attempts by 34%. There's also other types of programs, especially in Europe and other schools in the United States, such as SOS and Young Lives in Europe, that have prevented suicide attempts and ideations by 40 and 55%, respectively. And yet here we are, preventing a statistic in Staples, checking off boxes. I can tell you, there's better things to do, whether it be a mental health day at Staples that can help students, or just allowing for more resources that are not just checking off boxes, but actually help the students prepare themselves for the rest of their lives and help them get better. And it's hard, I understand. It's difficult to get these resources perfect, because some students don't react that way. Some students prefer the QPR training, some prefer having a presentation in the auditorium. I suggest that we, as a community, as a school, do everything we can to prevent students from having these issues, to help them for the rest of their lives. There's so many different ways we can go about this. But I think there's a better way to do it than we have now. Thank you, guys.